Have you ever had one of those days out on the hill? Beautiful day, the snow's gorgeous, the visibility's great. Then all of a sudden, the clouds roll in, the fog thickens, and you can't see a thing. Hi, I'm Demelza Clay, and today we're going to talk about how to ski in a whiteout. A common thing that people feel when the visibility disappears, they can't see a thing anymore, is fear. So if you tend to feel nervous when the fog starts to roll in, then this video is for you. Low light safety turns.
I'll teach you how to adapt your technique to help you navigate your way off the mountain.
Just a little bit wider stance, wider base of support.
And if you can resist the temptation to call it a day, I've got some great drills you can try to make the most of days like these that will help you improve your skiing in both low light and when the sun comes back out in high vis conditions as well. Ideally, when the fog comes in, head down and try to find some runs in the trees.
What the trees do is they give you a lot of definition and contrast even when you're right in the thick of the fog. Okay, so I hear you saying, Demelza, that all sounds well and good, but I am stuck in the fog. I have no visibility and I can't see any trees. How do I get down this mountain? So let's now talk about some of the things that you can do with your skiing and your turns to safely find yourself a place on a run where you can see.
So this is very common. You're an intermediate skier and find yourself stuck halfway up the mountain and just want to get back to safety. Next time this happens, there's a really good thing to try.
What you can do is widen your base of support, so widen your stance a little bit and get low. Drag the tips of your ski poles, handy sensory devices, in the snow and make turns in this position here. Okay, here we go. Low light safety turns. Just a little bit more flex than usual. Dragging those poles is a really great way to maintain your angulation. When you have this wide base of support in low light conditions, you can't see the undulations on the ski run, it's going to make you better prepared to deal with that terrain as you encounter it. Just a little bit wider so that I can navigate any of the bumps or undulations that I might encounter in low light conditions. This is not just a problem that intermediate skiers encounter. It's actually more likely to happen to advanced skiers who might be skiing in the alpine, off-piste terrain, and in areas of mountains that don't have any trees or definition and contrast.
So here's something to try if you're stuck on a tricky run.
Right now here at SilverStar Mountain, we're on a steep black run. We're in the off-piste. There's some fresh snow and some harder moguls underneath. And the first thing I'd recommend you do to try and make your way down this run is just to make some low speed jump turns. The reason a jump turn is really useful is because it's a really slow speed maneuver. If we were really socked in right here on this run, I couldn't see a thing at all, I wouldn't want to be linking turns down this powdery, bumpy run. I can't see anything, I'm probably going to lose control. So make a nice strong pole plant and jump around it. Notice I use my hand there to punch the air to help me turn my skis in a really controlled way. Bit of a jump, a plant, and then an edge set. Jump turns aren't for everyone, so if that's not something you have in your toolkit, then try linking traverses across the mountain until you find yourself in an area with better visibility. Okay, emergency evacuation traverses in action. So, if I can't see a lot right now, I'm going to use my poles as feelers. When I find that spot I want to turn in, plant the pole, make a nice big up movement, and then traverse, shop around until you find a nice, safe spot to do your next turn. Right here, I'm going to plant my pole and then make my next one. The key to making this work is a strong pole plant and an unweighting motion. So you're going to extend with all your joints, ankle, knee, hip, make yourself feel nice and light, punch the air to help you turn your skis around that sharp turn and then land in a nice centered position. While it's tempting to call it on days like this when it's foggy and cloudy and you can't see anything, it actually presents you with a really great opportunity to increase your skiing skills. Why? Because you have the opportunity to use your other senses to help you ski versus just your vision. So when the sun comes out, it's a bluebird, you can see everything around you, you'll find that all that time you've spent skiing on low visibility days, that proprioceptive change will have transferred over into your skiing. So now I'm going to show you a couple of drills that you can safely do on low vis days that are going to help you unlock some of these changes in your skiing. When it's foggy like this, the first thing I'm going to do is pull back on my speed and my ski and turn performance, which means I'm not going to be making big, fast, pure carve turns anymore. I'm going to be making really nice steered turns. So right now, we're going to go skiing. I'm going to do some short turns, steered short turns, which is the perfect tool to take into the off-piste, into mogul runs, steeps, chutes. So it's a really great thing to practice on foggy days like this.
One of the things about skiing in conditions like this is that because the low visibility makes it difficult to anticipate what's coming next, you're forced to really feel the snow and move more with the pitch rather than fighting it. So find a nice, gentle slope where you're in control and try to feel your way forward as you do these turns. Developing this sense will really help your skiing when you get back in high-vis conditions.
What we're going to do here on this steep, groomed section of this run is some practice on our simultaneous edge releasing skills. So here I am, rolling with my ankles and knees, practicing the way I can articulate my edges and set my edges to stop and then flatten them to slide sideways down the hill, side slipping. You'll notice that I'm keeping my hips in this nice stable position here rather than doing this to flatten my edges. So if you can set your hips above your skis and keep your back facing the top of the run and just use your ankles and knees to flatten those skis off, you'll feel a lot of your weight over your little toe edge on your downhill ski, and that's perfect. So this drill will help you with your parallel turns and specifically your parallel initiations by making it really hard to do. All right, so we all know how hard it is to make parallel turns when we're going really slowly. So now we're going to make it even harder by trying to initiate a parallel turn from a stationary position. So here we go. Flatten my skis off. Patience, patience, patience in the foreline until you make a J-turn to a hockey stop completion.
When you've tried this a few times, try linking some turns. I'm going to do that now, using the live feedback mode in the Carve app set to parallel skis.
She's going to read out my parallel skis score as I go, and I'm going to focus on that simultaneous edge release and simultaneous edging, that smooth edging movement we make through the turn, staying balanced on my outside ski to see if I can increase my parallel ski score. Okay, here we go.
88, 90, 97, 92, 96.
I find having the scores read out really helpful because when I get a high score, the movement that I just made to create that high score, I feel like I have a higher chance of making that movement again, just through feel, rather than being told or instructed, directed on what to do. So it's a great kind of internal reference.
Trying some of these exercises is a really good way to keep you challenged and entertained on foggy days like these. And if you're a carve user, explore the different metrics and experiment with them to see if you can boost your scores.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have a question at all, please leave a comment. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I will see you in the next video when we will hopefully have better visibility than today.